Hi guys, Ashwin here. If you're seeing this message, I'm pretty much sure you have reached my private group in the 7-day crash course. I can assure you that in these 7 days, I will provide my best to help you to make the best of your time that you have invested and trusted in me. Now let's jump to what we are going to study in these 7-day crash course. We have a limited time. It's not a very big time where we can go through the advanced stuff and we can discuss things in details. But certainly it's not that much of shorter time in which we cannot discuss few things. We can. And in these days or in this week, I can help you to refurbish yourself so that you can score better in your IELTS examination. And this is what your score is all about. So now what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to speak, I'm going to transfer this video to my screen so that you can see what I'm doing and you can listen to my voice as it helps you to guide to yourself. Let's jump to it. Alright guys, so this is one document that I have prepared. Generally it is not the way how I teach. This is one sample of one of my premium students that take 101 classes with me, and this is how we start things. But with this I know it would be different because I certainly don't know that where to start with you guys. So I have prepared this document so that it gives me a quick analysis of where to start. So if we see that in the very beginning I have added something which is called as IELTS Task 2 Writing Band Descriptor. This is a public version and I guess the private version is also very much similar. So this is something that the examiner take in consideration while he or she is checking your writing or for speaking. Well, for the speaking it is somewhat different. I've just attached a writing band descriptor. You can always Google it though about the task 1 band descriptor and the speaking band descriptor. It will be a little different, but the most of the things falls the same. So I guess that it's pretty thin characters to see, so that I have extracted it and I have written it over here. So your writing, basically when examiner checks, he or she is focusing on 4 major concepts, and those 4 major concepts are grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, coherence and cohesion, and what we call as task achievement. Now let's go through it once, what the band descriptor is saying about these features. I have listed out the pointers for 7 band because this is what we are aiming for, 7 or above. The description above 7 band is very much similar. So let's go through that. If we read the section of grammatical range and accuracy, there are 3 pointers to be focused upon, and those 3 are variety of complex structures, error-free sentences, good control of grammar, and punctuation, but may make a few errors. So yes, so if we say, like, let's suppose I want to score 7 or above in grammatical range and accuracy for my writing task, so there are 3 things that I need to focus upon. First of all, I should focus upon writing error-free sentences. My second focus should be to add a variety of structures, and a third thing is that I need to make sure that the punctuation that I'm using or the grammar which I'm using is right and I make very few errors. And by few errors, it just means that maybe 2 to 3 in 10. Now let's talking about lexical resource. Now this is something that students really get confused in. They really think that lexical resource is more about adding new words or the words which are less common. It is true to some extent, but not entirely. So let's read the description and let's find out what it's trying to say over here. So there are also 3 pointers over here also. The very first pointer itself is stating that they use sufficient range of vocabulary. Now, this is something that we really should understand when they say the range of vocabulary. It's not just about that any vocabulary you want to pick up or any words that come to your head, you just write it down. It's about when you specifically talk about vocabulary, it means that the task that has been given to you, so the words related to that, the words which can convey a precise meaning. So they are meaning this over here. Then comes use less common lexical items with some awareness. So yes, now we really hear the students usually think that okay, using the fancy words. Again, fancy words are important, but it should be relevant to your task. So you need to learn task relevant vocabulary, which we will be going through in the next days. Then comes the occasional errors in word choice, spelling or word formation. So even if you want to score 7 band in IELTS, you can have like one maybe or two spelling error or the word formation error, but these need to be limited. So if you are the one who is struggling with the spelling errors, you need to work upon that, because if you are making those errors, you cannot get 7 bands, it will be below that. Talking about coherence and cohesion, journally, see, this is a concept which is unknown to many students right now. Generally, what students think is that writing is all about grammar and words. If I have a good grammar control and if I have good words, I can score very good. This is certainly not the truth. Because 50% of your score comes from coherence, cohesion, and task achievement. So, coherence and cohesion is a very unknown concept. By coherence, they mean that coherence is called as clarity, and cohesion means the unity. So, what you need to have in your essay is that it is clear to read, that it is not confusing to the other person. And cohesion means how well you are able to combine those things in order to produce a clear response. So if we see, there are also 3 conditions that I have specified, that there needs to be a clear progression throughout. You need to use a range of cohesive devices. So now, okay, now this is also something which is very misunderstood by students. Like most of, I don't know why they understand that, maybe someone has told them wrong, but some of the student comes to me and say that if I use these connectors, would I be able to score more score? And I simply say no, because using them blindly is not the way. Of course, the cohesive devices or the connectors are meant to clear the purpose, or they are meant to combine the things more efficiently so that it can convey a clear meaning. So if you're using it wisely and you know the meaning of those words which you are using, of course it is going to help you. But if you're using them just blindly, just because you have memorized it somewhere, it is going to be wrong and it is going to reduce your score. And the third condition is to present a clear central topic within each paragraph. Talking about task achievement, you need to address all the parts of the task, the questions which they mention. Also something to discuss upon, which we'll be discussing in the upcoming days. You need to present a clear position throughout the response. Okay, now I can give you a little bit example that usually why students go wrong over here. Most of the time when I read the introductions of the student, and 80% of the introductions that I get to check, they do not have a clear position throughout their response. They start, like for example, if they are given with an agree disagreement question, they would write a journal statement, and they would write a memorized thesis or outline, and generally their thesis go something like this, that I partially agree with this thing. Usually when you are saying that, you're not clarifying your position, and in no way you are clearing your response. So your task achievement score and the coherence and cohesion response both drops down when you do that. So this is also something that we need to discuss in the upcoming days, which can significantly improve your score. Then comes the third condition, to that you present, extend and support your main ideas, but it may lack some focus in there. But okay, so this is something which I would say a negative feature of a 7-band score, that okay, you develop a good response, but generally it is a little bit transitional. So this is something, a band description reading is very important if you are aiming to get a good score, because without it, I don't think so that one can really know from where I should start. If you can read this and go through this, invest your 15 to 30 minutes to read it, to understand it, because the more time you spend over here will give you a more clear idea, okay, what things do I need to work. So this is generally, I would say, the step that most of the students skip. They don't. Most of the students don't even know what a band descriptor is, and if you don't know about it, I'm sorry, how you are going to prepare yourself accordingly to the examiner needs? You won't be. So this is something that you need to be very, I would say, dully upon. Now let's come to our course plan. Now in these 7 days, what we are going to do. So now this 7 day course plan is pretty, I would say, would be very much task demanding and time demanding for you. Don't think it as exactly 7 day course plan, because after every day of the video you will get some time to attempt your tasks and to practice with those things. So I would say that this 7 day course plan would extend to 14 day, because my video would be 7 over there, and but you need to invest more time practicing with that. So this is a really engaging course, I would say, and I'm pretty sure it would be helpful for you. So let's understand this course plan in these 7 days, what we are going to do. So the day one would be understanding the making and the importance of complex structures. As we discussed the grammatical portion, first of all we are going to cover that. So in this grammatical portion, we're going to discuss about the complex structures, how we can form the complex structures, what are its types, and understanding it more betterly so we can use it more effectively in our writing style. The day two is to improve ourselves lexically. Now, most of the time we learn lexical wrong, because over in this journally, what we do is we try to memorize words, which is certainly not the best way to learn the vocabulary. So in this we are going to discuss about how we can improve into this, and I would be sharing some resources with you, so which can help you in the future as well. In the day three, we are going to study about coherence and cohesion, and how we can work upon that, and we're going to go through some samples of the essay which can give us an idea of the coherence and cohesion. Day 4 is dedicated to speaking, in which we are going to discuss the various rhetorical functions of speaking, and we will be focusing upon describing things, like what kind of vocabulary do we need when we need to describe the things, and what kind of format, or let's say what kind of order we should follow whenever we are describing the things. So very, I would say, enlightening lecture this would be. Day 5 will focus upon the introductions of the writing, and day 6 would be practice exercises, where you will be given with a lot of practice exercises to do. And finally, at the end of the lecture, there would be a live FAQ where you can ask one-to-one queries of yours. It can be about anything. It can be about listening, it can be about reading. I would be live. You can drop your messages by the time, and I will try to answer it spontaneously. So I guess this is it, and for this video, I guess so this video was to give you a gist what you should expect from me in or from this course. To assess this document that I'm currently showing you, you need to send me your email, so that I can provide you a share link with this document, so you can feel free to visit. I know that looking from the video can be a little bit hard, so drop your email IDs into the message account. Do not comment on this video, your email IDs especially, but do feel free to drop a comment how you feel about this video. And in this document there is one test question that I want you to attempt. So it will give me a judgment of your current level. So the same way you need like some of your people won't be comfortable on writing directly to the laptop or your mobile phone. So what you can do is you can first of all write on the paper or the notebook that you have at homes, and then try to type it and try to message me in the inbox. That way I can check it and I can give you a judgment of your current level and what things you need to work upon. I guess this would be certainly a best way to do this. So please drop your emails into the inbox of mine so I can give this document access to you. And I guess this is all for the next video. Keep yourself updated with this page and for the next video, and in which we will be discussing about the importance and the making of complex structures. Till then, keep yourself healthy, stay home, stay safe, and fight with this disease. And I guess we will all get out of this, and best of luck. Thanks.